Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. Hope you're having a phenomenal day. Quick look here at Avalanche, seeing what's going on. We got a nice little dip, but also a nice little recovery too. So this is really cool. Avalanche is performing a lot better than most other coins right now as far as how swift it's bouncing back, contrary to Bitcoin pulling back. Now, granted, of course, Bitcoin is not just hanging out and dropping super hard. While it kind of is now, I guess. Avalanche is not massively correcting itself, and that's a positive sign. Usually when you see coins with that knee-jerk reaction as soon as Bitcoin pulls back, that's a concern. This coin is not doing that, so it's good. A good starting point. Okay. Speaking of good starting point too, congrats again to our members here for some awesome trades. Solana 203%. That was an older trade, of course, from last year, coincidentally. We have a new Solana trade here from last month, 127%. Near Protocol, 73% in 20 hours, mind you. That's a fantastic little swing trade there. MV Chain about 12 hours for 36%. Not too bad for a 5 to 6x leverage trade. Okay, so again, awesome stuff. Congrats to our community. If you're interested, obviously, in learning more, keep in mind it does come with my trading university as well, the membership. CryptoCash.tech is a link. If you're curious, feel free to direct message me if you have questions. Either way, what we want to talk about here is the backend data first, because when we looked at this earlier, it was kind of interesting to say the least. And what I mean by interesting is that there was a heavy concentration of shorts that are pretty ballsy right there at about that $45 mark. Okay, so what that basically means is that with the heavier concentration of shorts at a specific level, or even longs for that matter, the price action tends to gravitate towards that to liquidate those levels so the whales can have the option to drive the price in whatever direction they see fit. So those are kind of like targets, if you will. Okay, we've seen here recently 42, 43 as a pretty strong amount of liquidation. There's some at 44, but really heavy concentration at 45. I'm rounding down a little bit, but 44.7, 44.8, it's a pretty strong accumulation. So heads up on that. That is just kind of something to be mindful of. That is this guy right here. Sorry, 40, what was the number again? Jeez, I look at so many charts, 44.7. Okay, so 44.7, there we go. Right there, that guy there. So that's just an area we want to kind of pay attention to, right? Is it a guarantee we're going to hit that level? No. In fact, right now with Bitcoin pulling back, there's a possibility Avalanche could still as well. Again, we've already looked and identified that it's moving somewhat independent of Bitcoin, but Bitcoin has a bad day. There's no other way around it. Most altcoins will too. So anyways, there's not too much to really note on the daily time frame. From before, we've kind of summarized that we are still slowly losing momentum to the upside. This is normal for the MACD. We don't need to worry about that. We're starting to see a potential convergence in the horizon here with stochastic RSI, and we're maintaining it overextended right around 80 on the money flow index and RSI. So those are all normal things here. Extremely common for prices that have been overextended like this for some time, right? Been so long, of course, that we've just been up. So a lot of those indicators in the larger time frame, specifically the daily, they're going to be a bit of a lag, and we won't really get the best identification of what's going to happen next. That's why we look at the 4-hour time frame. 4-hour time frame tells us we have a decent amount of liquidity here at this lower level, and of course, this upper liquidity level that hasn't been swept yet at about 45. When we take a look at stochastic RSI is swinging down, keep in mind the second swing, either down or up, is the most impactful. So even though it is diverging, I wouldn't say that's really a cause for concern. Money flow index, RSI, those are both in good shape right there at about 70. All the MFIs are coming down on most coins right now because of that Bitcoin pump and how the price action pulled back. Bitcoin dominance increased as well, and then inevitably a lot of altcoins kind of retraced. Okay, Avalanche did the same thing too. You can see it on smaller time frames, but it's not a bad thing. It's a very normal correction that happens all the time. It's basically just profits being taken from altcoins, being put into Bitcoin, and just this whole cycle. Okay, if you're not familiar with that, I do actually have an option on our Discord. I have it bookmarked in our education section, in case you're kind of curious about how Bitcoin dominance affects altcoins. It's an interesting and extremely reliable tool to understand, okay? Because again, there's cycles that happen, and a lot of times I like to buy the cycles when they've downshifted and that momentum has changed. That said, we don't have anything like that going on right now, but when we look at TD sequential, we came up to a 6. We're still at a 6 for that matter. So hypothetically, we've got another 4 more 4-hour candles. That's roughly 16 hours of continuation to the upside. Again, that's potential. Is that a guarantee? Definitely not. But everything here is looking fairly bullish still. Okay, there's nothing really telling us we're going to see that the price drop. We're above this key level here too. I mentioned before, $43 is an important level. We did close above 43 on the daily. That's extremely important. In fact, we needed a closure above 42.25. Now we're above 43. That's extremely important. So I think that gives us cause for potential increase here moving forward. Speaking of increase, let's see if we're going to have any up or down trends here on the cloud. We have all green lights here to leave our long position open. Definitely in good shape there. We take a look at CC Gold and we get some buy signals here as well, letting us know we got some confirmation. Furthermore, too, if we take a look at Elliott Wave, it does tell us here that we haven't truly broken this uptrend, or this theory. And what I mean by that here is, when you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's typically followed by an ABC, right? Well, hypothetically, if the price doesn't go any higher, this could continue to happen. We might see a lower low. However, if the price comes up here to break through this level here, that would invalidate the Elliott Wave here for the ABC, and we'd probably start a new 1, 2, 3. Okay, so what that all means for you here is that it's still a little premature, still a little early to know if that's going to play out. Again, not a reason to take a trade, just kind of a little supporting factor. So all in all, big picture, looking very strong here. We are kind of overextended, but we hit the nice little reset button there. This is that Bitcoin dominance I was talking about when Bitcoin dominance increased and altcoin dominance decreased. That occurred right there when Bitcoin was going sideways. So again, interesting stuff, but I think we're still, we're going to be, I'm confident we're going to see a liquidity sweep there, and of course that $45 range retested. It just feels like it's going to happen. And I'm sorry, I shouldn't bring feelings into this because I know I tell you not to be an emotional trader. That's not exactly what I mean, though. I'm not being emotional here. I'm actually waiting for confirmation personally. I'm not in an AVAX trade right now. But I can tell you, though, that there's some other coins out there looking pretty strong. And this one is one of them, too. So if you missed your opportunity, wait for the next one. It's okay. Completely normal to miss out on what the market has to offer. There's so much opportunity. It's crazy. So, don't overthink it, okay? It's all good if you missed it. All right, folks, thanks again for watching. Hope you learned something today. Oh, quickly to note, phenomenal exchange here. Be sure you use the link for Bitunix. Link down below. Significant rewards if you use my link. You do have to register, I think, before the year is over to get these benefits. But no KYC, no VPN. They beat Bitget and BingX out of the water as far as quality and just the functions that they have. They have some top-notch functions, and it's really, really amazing to be able to see. Again, I have a walkthrough here on my Bitunix section in our Discord if you're curious. Be sure to check that out. Otherwise, just let me know your thoughts. Our community loves them, so I greatly appreciate you, Bitunix. Thank you again for the opportunity. We'll see you on the next one. Have a great rest of your day, everyone. Take care.